As you listen now, it's fascinating how the mind can begin to relax, to open, to wonder. And perhaps you can already feel that growing sense of curiosity about how easily things can begin to shift, effortlessly, in just the way that's right for you. You know, there's something intriguing about mistakes, isn't there? Like a child learning to walk. They don't call it failure when they stumble. They call it progress. Each wobble, each fall, every shaky step, it's just another way of saying, I'm learning. And isn't it true, the mistakes, they aren't the end of the road. They're just the path that we walk to grow. So imagine this for a moment. You've been carrying a heavy bag, haven't you? Full of all those feelings, nervousness, panic, the weight of believing you to be perfect to belong. But what if? What if you could just set the bag down, noticing how light you feel as you let it go, and realizing it was never really yours to carry, because those old beliefs, those old feelings, they're not you. They're just borrowed from someone, somewhere, sometime. And you can return them now. Isn't it interesting how the mind works? You've been running, haven't you, like a hamster on a wheel, always trying to outrun that voice inside. What if that voice isn't an enemy, but a guide? What if deep down it's been whispering, slow down, look at me, I'm here to teach you something important. And as you pause now, you realise it wasn't fear chasing you, it was the wisdom of your own self asking to be heard. Because here's what's true. Making a mistake doesn't mean you're broken. Making a mistake means you're brave. Brave enough to try. Brave enough to risk. And isn't it empowering to know that every great invention, every masterpiece, every leap forward in human history began with a mistake. A glorious, wonderful, beautiful mistake that whispered, let's try again, but better this time. And you can remember this, can't you? Like a flame being lit in the dark. You can remember the mistakes. They're not proof that you're unworthy. They're proof that you're alive. And as you breathe in now, deeply, fully, feel how that realization begins to settle in, like the roots of a tree growing deep, steady and unshakable. Because mistakes don't define you, they refine you. Now think about those moments when adrenaline kicked in, when you froze or sped up, when you felt small, like a child who didn't belong. What if, and just imagine this for a moment, what if every single time you felt that way, it was your inner self saying, hey, there's something here for you to learn, something here to grow from, something here to build you up, not break you down, because isn't it true? The strongest trees, they grow in the toughest storms. And isn't it also true that you're stronger than you ever give yourself credit for? And as you consider this now, you may begin to notice a shift, can't you? A warm, quiet knowing beginning to spread through you, like sunlight breaking through the clouds. A new belief, no, a new truth, taking root deep within you, that you're worthy, that you do belong, that you always have belonged, because the world isn't waiting for you to be perfect. The world is waiting for you to show up just as you are. And perhaps now you can see it, can't you? That little child that you once were, scared, uncertain, unsure. And you can see them now standing there waiting for someone to hold their hand. And isn't it beautiful to realise that someone is you? That you can be the one who says, it's okay, we're learning, we're growing, and no matter what, I got you. As you hold that child close, something shifts. That fear, that panic, that sense of not being enough, it begins to fade, like mist in the morning sun, because you are enough. You've always been enough. And every step you've taken, every stumble, every fall, has brought you here, to this moment, to this realization, to this truth. So now, as you breathe in deeply, you feel that strength within you growing. A strength that says, I'm capable, I'm worthy, I belong. And as you exhale, you release all that no longer serves you. The fear, the doubt, the stories that you once believed, they drift away, like leaves carried by the wind, because here's what you know now. Mistakes, they're not failures, they're lessons. Proof that you're trying. Proof that you're alive. Proof that you're growing into the person that you're meant to be. With every step you take, you're creating a new path. A path filled with confidence, with self-belief, with the unshakable knowing that you're enough. And as you carry this truth with you now, you notice how everything begins to change. Your posture straightens, your voice steadies, your mind clears. In every situation you walk into, every event, every scene, you feel it, don't you? That deep, quiet confidence, that inner calm that whispers, I belong here. I've earned my place. I'm more than enough. And as these beliefs settle in deeply, effortlessly, naturally, you can feel them becoming a part of you now, can't you? Like the beat of your heart, like the rhythm of your breath. These truths, they're yours now. They always have been, always will be, because you're not broken, you're not a failure, you're limitless. And there's a part of you now that's been waiting, quietly, patiently, for something to change. It knows it's time to let go of the old story that you carried for so long, the one that whispered in your ear that every mistake was failure, that every misstep meant something was wrong with you. But you see, that was never the truth, not really. That was just a tired old loop playing in your mind, wasn't it? Like an outdated record, skipping on the same note again and again. But every record, no matter how stuck it may seem, it can shift with just one simple nudge. And it all begins right here, right now. Because mistakes, they're not what you thought they were. No, mistakes are magic. Every mistake is proof that you're alive, that you're learning, that you're stepping into the unknown. The very place where all growth begins. In fact, let me tell you a story. There once was a child, curious, open, fearless. When they learned to walk, they stumbled again and again, falling, getting back up, falling, laughing sometimes, crying others, but they always got back up. And every fall made them stronger, more balanced, more capable, until one day they were running, dancing, soaring. And here's the secret. They never judged those stumbles as failures. They never thought, oh no, I fell, I must be broken. No, they knew deep in their bones that falling was simply part of learning to stand tall. And you've been standing tall longer than you realise. You just forgot. But that's okay, because right now you're remembering. Every mistake you made, every time you stumbled, every time you felt the panic rise in your chest, it wasn't proof that something was wrong with you. It was proof that you were growing, expanding, reaching beyond what was comfortable and known. And it's funny, isn't it, how the mind can get so tangled in old beliefs, spinning stories about how you should have done this, or you shouldn't do that. But here's the truth. There are no wrong choices, only lessons. And every lesson brings you closer to your own strength, your own brilliance, your own truth. Let's imagine something together for a moment. Close your eyes if you want, or simply picture it in your mind. Imagine a child standing in front of you. The child is scared, nervous, afraid they messed up. The little shoulders are tight, eyes wide with panic. You can feel their fear, can't you? They want so badly to be accepted, to be loved, to be seen as enough. What would you say to that child? Would you tell them they failed, that they're broken, that they don't belong? Of course not. You kneel down, look them in the eyes and tell them it's okay. You're learning, you're growing. You're doing better than you think. You hold them close, remind them how strong they are. You tell them every stumble is part of the dance of life. And here's the beautiful thing. That child is you. And they're still waiting to hear those words right now. So let me tell you this. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fall. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to not have all the answers. You're enough right here, right now, exactly as you are. You belong, you always did. And you know what? That voice in your head, the one that used to scream, you're not enough, is starting to soften now, isn't it? Because it's realising it doesn't need to protect you like that anymore. You don't need high alert. You don't need to run. You don't need to hide. In fact, every experience you ever had, every time you felt panic, every moment of self-doubt was simply preparing you for this new chapter, a chapter where confidence flows naturally, where you trust yourself again, where belonging is no longer something you chase, it's something you carry within you. You're learning to breathe again, deeply, fully, freely. And with every breath you remember, I'm worthy, I'm strong, I'm exactly where I need to be, because you've already survived the hardest moments. You've already proven your strength 1,000 times over. And now, It's time to step into ease, to step into confidence, to step into a new way of being. And the best part, you don't even have to force it, because the more you listen to this, the more you hear these words, the more these new beliefs begin to take root deep inside you, quietly, gently, automatically. You'll begin to notice small shifts, a little more calm here, a little more confidence there, moments where you surprise yourself, feeling more at ease than you ever thought possible. And soon you'll realize the story that you've been living, it isn't the story that you were destined to live. You're writing a new story now, a story of strength and courage and belonging, a story where every stumble is a step forward, a story where mistakes, they're simply lessons, and lessons are the pathway to mastery. And the best part, you've already begun. Every breath you take from this moment forward carries that truth deeper into your mind, body and spirit. You don't even have to try. It's already happening on its own. And you may not even notice all the changes right away. Or maybe you will, but soon enough you'll look back and you realize the fear, the panic, the belief that you were broken, they're simply dissolved like mist in the morning sun. Because deep down, you've always known you're whole. And now you're remembering. Because it's strange, isn't it? How life is always trying to show you something. Gently, then firmly, then louder, until you hear it, until you really hear it. As you begin to notice that shift happening now, you might start to wonder how things that once seemed heavy, difficult and stuck, they're already beginning to loosen, to soften, to change. Not because you're forcing it, but because something deep inside you is waking up. Something ancient, something wise and knowing, a truth that's always been there, quietly waiting just for you to remember it. It's that part of you, the strongest, most resilient part, that knows there's no such thing as failure. There's only experiences. There are only opportunities. And every single experience, no matter how messy or uncomfortable, has been part of your training, your preparation. You've been preparing to step into something far greater than you ever imagined possible. Because every time you feel like you didn't belong, every time you doubted yourself, every moment of panic, of self-judgment, it was life whispering, there's something more for you. Keep going. You're almost there. And here's the beautiful truth. You belong everywhere you choose to belong. There's no scene, no situation, no moment where you are not worthy. Worthiness, it's not something you earn, it's something you own. It's been yours all along. You just forgot where you left it for a while. But as you begin to remember that now, you might notice something stirring deep within. It might feel like a spark, a flicker of light, or a sudden, quiet certainty. Whatever it feels like for you, trust it. It's your birthright. Let me tell you another story. There was once a builder, a master at his craft, who created the most magnificent structures. People admired the beauty, the elegance, the strength of everything that they built. But one day, something unexpected happened. The builder made a mistake. A wall wasn't straight. A roof caved in. For a moment, they froze, unsure of what to do. But then something magical happened. Instead of tearing everything down, the builder leaned in. They looked closely, they learned, they adjusted. With every mistake, the building became stronger, more beautiful, more alive. The cracks, the imperfections, they became part of its character, its strength, its story. And soon the builder was no longer afraid of mistakes. They welcomed them, because they knew every flaw held the seed of something greater. And that's exactly what's happening with you right now. Every belief you once had about needing to be perfect, about having to get everything right all the time, is dissolving, like smoke in the wind, gone. Because now you know every mistake is a doorway. Every stumble is a step forward. Every so-called failure is a gift wrapped in disguise. And the best part, you don't even need to think about how to use that gift. Your unconscious mind, it already knows. It's been learning and adapting and growing this entire time. It knows exactly what to do next. So from now on, every time you feel that old feeling, that tightness, that panic, that voice whispering, you messed up. You don't belong, you're not enough. You smile because you recognize it for what it truly is. It's a signal, a reminder that you're on the edge of something new, something extraordinary. Such your body letting you know that growth is happening. You've been running on high alert for so long, protecting yourself from something that was never really a threat. And you did an amazing job at that. Truly. Your mind and body, they're brilliant at keeping you safe. But now you no longer need that armour, because you've outgrown it. Imagine yourself stepping out of that old armour now. Feel how light you are without it. Notice how easy it is to breathe again, how your shoulders soften, your chest opens, your feet, they feel steady on the ground. You don't have to carry the weight of proving anything to anyone anymore. Not to the world, not to yourself. Because the truth is, you've already proven enough. You are enough. You always were. And the more you embrace that truth, the more your life begins to change in ways that will surprise and delight you. New opportunities will show up. Moments of ease and confidence, they'll sneak up on you. You'll catch yourself feeling calm in situations that used to make you panic. You'll notice your words flowing smoothly where they once got stuck. It will feel almost effortless because these changes, they're happening on their own, naturally, automatically, deep in the background of your mind. And each time you make a mistake moving forward, it'll no longer feel like panic. It'll feel like discovery, like possibility. It'll feel like freedom. Because mistakes don't mean you've failed. They mean you're creating, innovating, stretching into the unknown. You've always been a creator, a builder, an explorer. And explorers, they don't panic when they find themselves in unfamiliar territory. They get curious. So from this moment on, that is what you'll do. Every time you feel that old response creeping in, you'll pause, you'll breathe, and you'll get curious. And curiosity, that's a powerful thing. It turns fear into wonder. It turns panic into possibility. It transforms everything it touches. As you embrace that sense of curiosity, you might find yourself wondering, what else is possible now? What new skills, new opportunities, new adventures are just waiting for you? Because the truth is, there's no limit, no ceiling, no finish line. There's only growth, expansion, discovery. The most exciting part is just the beginning. The old story is done, a new one is unfolding, and you're the author. With every word, every breath, every step, you're writing the story of someone who knows their worth, someone who trusts their journey, someone who belongs everywhere, always. Someone who's not afraid to fall because they know how to fly.